everyone, and welcome to your TxRvAdventures instructional video for our 2020 model Bailey. My name is Brittany. Behind the camera we have Lauren today, and we're going to be showing you how to use the inside and outside of this motorhome. At any point in time, stop, take notes, and refer back to this video while you're out on your trip. If you have any questions at your pickup, feel free to ask the person who's going to be sending you out. The first thing that we're going to do when we get to our campsite is pull out all of our hookups and make sure that the slide out is still in. This way you can get to all of the storage compartments without having to duck underneath the slide. They're all going to be located inside your storage compartments. The first thing we're going to do is go over your power. This is what we recommend doing first, opening this compartment here, giving this a twist lock and locking this on. This is 50 amps. The plug will look like this and it will have 4. When you get to the park, go to the post, lift up the box, plug it in, and then turn the breaker on. You want to make sure that when you get there and you turn on, that you have all of your appliances in the off position. And then once you get plugged in, you can turn all of your major appliances on. You'll know you have power coming into the RV. Your microwave will show that you have a time clock, and that way you know it's safe to turn on the televisions and the air conditioning. You want to make sure when you're ready to leave the RV park that you turn off all of your major appliances, then turn off the breaker and unplug. If you need any adapters such as 30 amps, a step down, please let us know at pickup and then we can provide those to you as well and show you how those work. Next is our fresh water. On one side you'll have a pressure regulator. This is going to plug into the city fixture at the RV park. And then the 90 is what's going to plug into what's called city water connection. This will provide water into the coach while you're at the RV park or at a home. Okay, so this is going to never fill your holding tank. This is just going to provide water as long as it's plugged in. On the other side of the RV, we do have the freshwater fill, and that's for 50 gallons of water while you're in travel. So if you want to flush the toilets while you're in travel, or if you're boondocking somewhere, this does have a 50-gallon freshwater holding tank. Before we go into the sewer, I'm just going to show you some other compartments here. On this side, this is probably where your electrical is going to be, your electrical cords. And all of these are lockable storage, and there's some pass-through space up top here. So if you have fishing poles or something really long, it's good for that. You've got your generator compartment here, and we do provide extra generator oil. This is your wet bay we went over. Some additional storage, and they all do have lights in them right here. Just remember to turn them off whenever you're done. And then you do have the septic supports. These are to angle the sewer in the downward slope while you're trying to dump your waste. One more storage here. And then another really small storage on the end. Perfect for firewood. So this has a really large one single slide out right here. And then at the very top, Lauren's going to kind of show you here, is a slide topper. This protects the slide out when it's out, and it stops any leaves or debris from getting on top of the slide. So this is not an awning. This is just a slide topper, and it will go in and out with the RV. The last thing that we're going to go over here is the sewer. Inside this wet bay, you've got some hoses here so you can rinse off, pets outside, or maybe some of your sewer things. If they got dirty, you can rinse everything off. We have extra gaskets for the water and the sewer. So there's some here on the side. There's a light in the back if you need it. And then what you do when you get to the site is make sure both handles are closed. Take the cap, the safety cap off, and then twist lock this side onto the pipe, making sure that you do still have your gasket right here. And then the other end that looks like this is the clear side is going to go into the campground PVC pipe, or you can dump it at any truck stop. Once these are all connected, then you can start opening the pipes. So the smaller of the two, that's a 1-inch pipe, this is your gray. This is for sink water and shower water. And then the black is just strictly for the toilet. Now there are sensors inside that show you how full each tank is. If you are at a campsite for a really long time and you're hooked up, it's safe to go ahead and leave the gray in the open position. That way nothing backs up on you in the shower. So you can leave this open and water will just drain out. When you see that your black tank is full, you're going to close the gray and then open the black. We want to make sure that it reads full or just close to full on your meter inside. We want a lot of water in here to build a lot of pressure to push all of the toilet paper out, as well as we want to make sure that if there's a lot of water in there, it helps break everything down faster. This is rapid dissolving RV toilet paper and it's septic safe. So we provide it as well as you can get it at any Walmart. The night before you leave, we suggest closing both valves, and then the very next morning, open the black first, draining out your toilet water, and then rinsing off your hose with your gray water here. Closing them both up when you're done, go back inside the RV, and while you're still connected to where your fresh water is over here, so this is where your fresh water is, while you're still connected and the tanks are closed, put your foot on the toilet pedal for about a minute. Add a little bit of dish soap and some water back into the holding tanks in here because we want to make sure we have a good base layer of water to start breaking down the toilet paper as you start to use it again. Before you return back to us, please make sure that both tanks are both empty at the return.
Now we're going to take a look at our generator. This is a shared fuel tank with our gas, so just make sure that you stay above a 1/4 tank of gas if you need to use this generator. It will cut itself off if it does not have enough gas. Right over here where we have this yellow tab is our generator oil. Now, you do have to check your generator oil when the RV is cool and level. We have our full on this side and our add on this side. You have to check it when it's cool because oil does expand, and you want to make sure that the RV is level so that way you get the proper reading. If you need to fill this up, you do have extra generator oil in the storage. Just make sure you add a little bit at a time, usually about 2 tablespoons at a time, so that way you don't overflow it. Please remember that in the hotter months, the oil does get used a bit more. So just be aware you may have to be checking it a little bit more frequently in those hotter months if you are consistently running this generator. We do have a start and stop button right here. We do also have a start and stop on the inside, which we will show you in a little bit. But you have to make sure you press and hold it in the stop position to prime the generator. And then you're going to press and hold start until you hear it kick on. Now down here, it's a little hidden. We have a breaker right where my finger is, right down there. So if you notice that your generator isn't providing any power, but it is running, come out here and check this breaker to make sure it is not tripped. Right over here, we have our altitude adjustment. Down here in Houston, we are closer to sea level than, say, if you're in New Mexico or Colorado. So if you go to any higher elevation, you have to come out here and adjust this altitude adjustment so that way you have more flow of your gas to be able to provide more power for your generator. Once you get back down to sea level, just make sure you twist this all the way back down to your 0. You do have an exhaust, which is located underneath the RV at the back. Now, it is important to know where this exhaust pipe is, because if you are at your campsite and it is very windy, especially coming towards the back of the RV, if any wind gets into that exhaust pipe, it could push your exhaust back in, which could set off your carbon monoxide detector, and that is just no fun for anyone. Please make sure that before you turn this generator on or off, that all of your major appliances are in the off position, such as your ACs. You do not want those to be on, because if you try and start this generator with those on, it is putting it's putting a very heavy load on this generator, and it could cause your generator or your ACs to trip. Now, the last but not least thing about this generator is this cover. You have to make sure this cover is secured properly on the generator at all times while using it, so that way you don't have any backflow of that exhaust. This also does keep it cooler. Do not think that it does the opposite. Please do not take that generator cover off in the hotter months. It is meant to be on there while you are using the generator.
Next, we're going to go ahead and talk about the specs on this motorhome. It's 33.5 feet long and 12.5 feet tall. It's an 8,000 pound tow capacity, and we do allow towing. You would just need to bring some of your own tow equipment, or you can rent it at a U-Haul. This is a standard 2-inch hitch receiver. We do rent bike racks, or you can bring your own that will fit into this comfortably. We've got a ladder here. No sitting or standing on the roof of any kind. There's just to service our double AC unit. In the summer, when both ACs are on, you'll notice that there may be a drip coming from the sides of the RV. This is air conditioning condensation and totally normal. You've got a backup camera right here that will automatically come on into reverse, and then 2 side cameras for right and left turn signals to view your blind spots. If you'd like to manually turn this on, you can do that as well by pressing a button on the dash. You've got your fuel cap here. Lauren, what's the fuel capacity on this one?
This fuel capacity has 80 gallons.
Yeah, so that's a really big tank. You're just going to need to block off some people here when you get gas, because it is at the rear of the coach. Okay, so couple things that run this gas tank, run on the gas tank, is obviously the engine, but the generator. So the need for a really big fuel tank is important, because it is using the generator while you're in travel, or if you're boondocking. This is your generator exhaust pipe right here. Okay, so it exhausts to the rear of the coach. So when you're boondocking and you're running this, this is where the exhaust is going to go. If you notice that you set off your carbon monoxide detector, that's because wind is going up through the pipe. So you'll want to turn off the generator, turn the coach around, and then you can start it back up. Okay. Some storage right here. I'm going to open a few of these. These are where your camp chairs are going to be located. We do have as many chairs as this RV sleeps, so this is going to be an 8 sleeper. Just above, we have the fresh water fill. So you're going to use the same water hose that's on the other side. Take the cap off here and just stick the hose inside here with the 90 pointed in. And stay with the coach when you're doing this, because we don't want to walk away at any time when we're filling. So you know when this water tank is full when
there's water coming out of the hole.
Yeah, so when water shoots out of the hole, that's totally normal. Put the cap back on, you're done. So there is a gauge to show you inside how much fresh water that you do have. It's important to keep this at least at a half. That way when you're traveling, you can use this to flush the toilets. This will be full on pickup, so we will fill it. If you don't want it full or you want it anything, just let us know, but this is going to come full and ready to use when you pick up. Next, we're just going to talk about turning wide and some other things to note while you're driving. It's a really long RV, so you want to swing nice and wide. The most damage that we see to an RV is going to be at the back here, just behind the wheels. When you're turning at a gas station, things like that, it's best to always go to truck stops to fill or somewhere that you have a lot of room. We see a lot of scratches on the sides of the RVs from trees. So in your neighborhood, just make sure that you test the path that you're going to go first. That's always a good idea, to make sure that this will fit through there and make sure there's no low-hanging trees. Your awning is a really great feature, but it's also something that can blow away. So we want to make sure that if it is really windy, that you bring it back in. Anytime that you're not with the RV, bring it in, or if you're going to sleep at night, okay? It's a button that's located just inside the door here, and it's electric. Just press and hold. RV will bring the awning in. You've got a light strip here, so even when you're not having the awning out, you can still get to that light strip. Right here you have the back of the refrigerator, and then your furnace here. These are all just for maintenance. Your steps here are electric, and when you open the door, they will come in and out. Okay, there is a button inside to lock out the steps, and we'll show you that on the inside. And when the engine turns on, these will automatically come back in. Okay, so if they look like they're locked out, as soon as you put the key in the ignition, they will come back up. In the only compartment here that does not have a lock on it is going to be your propane tank. This is going to be for your furnace, your refrigerator, and your cooktop. And the tank capacity is a 20-gallon tank. This is going to be on and stay on the whole time you're in travel so that your refrigerator will stay cold. It's important to make sure that this is full before you drop it back off to us. This is the truest reading on the propane tank. So please be sure to come outside and have a look at this before you return. This is where they will fill, so a technician will fill this. You can fill it at the U-Haul, you can fill it at a truck stop, or we can fill it here at our facility if you do not have time. It's just for a fee. Just above the propane, we have the TV and the outside radio. So this is a Bluetooth radio here, or you can USB into it and it'll play. And then you've got the television. So it'll swivel to the right angle. You can hook up all of your stuff like a Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, anything you want to this television. So if you are boondocking, this is going to run on the generator, and if you're plugged into 50, it'll run on the electric from the 50. Next, inside this storage compartment is only the hydraulic fluid, so there's nothing really in here to touch or do anything with. This is all maintenance. On these tires, we do have little monitors. Lauren's going to kind of show you here. These are little button sensors that are on each of the valve stems, and it'll show you how much pressure is in the tires, and it'll keep track of it in real time as you drive, and it's located on the dash. If you need to add or take out air, you'll just remove one of these, and it'll show you on the screen which one needs to be filled or taken out. Your side cameras are right here. Coming around to the front, you've got your easy tag here. So it is okay to go through the tolls here in Texas, but if you do travel outside of Texas and you go through a bridge or a turnpike of any kind, please stop and pay those separately. On your keys, you'll find a larger key that's silver, that's a hood latch key, okay? And that'll unlock this hood. There is a windshield wiper fluid inside here. So it'll be full. We check all the fluids before you pick up, but if this is a longer trip and you need to get to that, it is located underneath right here. Now, let's have a look on the inside of the RV. Next, we're going to go over how to set up on the inside. The first thing you want to do is drop your jacks and self-level the RV. Turn on the engine and make sure that your parking brake is set, and the parking brake is to the left right here. Your jacks, turn the panel in the on position. You'll see some lights here. Right now our jacks are already down, okay, and you'll see the green light in the center that'll indicate that it's level. When you want to drop the jacks, turn the panel on and press auto level. This can take up to a minute, and it's really important to stay still. So we suggest that everyone leave the coach and just one person be inside while this is happening. It helps to level the RV better and stop from a misread. This needs to be level and on any time that the RV is going to be slid out. So if you are going to go home and set up and pack up all the RV, but you want to slide out the coach, please be sure that the jacks are in the down position first. When you're ready to leave the campground, turn this on and then press and hold retract for about 3 seconds, and it will bring them up. So everything that you do when you set up, you want to do in reverse when you're about to leave. So bring the slide out in and then retract those jacks up. You have your mirror adjustment here, and then you have your heated mirrors for when you're in colder weather. You have an auxiliary start button. These are like internal jumper cables to the RV. So if the dash happens to die, you leave some lights on or anything like that, this is going to jump from the back set of batteries. You have your lights and then adjusting the dim. Your hazards are right here. Up top. Perfect. This is for your controls on your dash, so setting your trip meters. This does have cruise control on it. Right now I have the engine on, so I can start to use this display, but it does operate on the battery. So when you turn the engine off, this display will still stay on until you turn it off and can drain your batteries. You have adjusting the volume up at the top. Okay. And then you have a home button here. And this will get you to your radio, your Bluetooth, and then your rear camera. Just a second here. There we go. So when you're in reverse, it'll automatically come on. But if you want to have this on to watch your tow vehicle or your bike racks, some people like to watch it all the time, so that way you can see really good behind you. You just press that button and turn it on. So tap the button to get out. Again, home button, rear camera. There it is. You have your AC controls, the snowflake for cool, adjusting here, USBs, and cigarette lighter. Up top, we've got our tire monitors, and we talked about those a little on the outside. We're going to go over it just a little bit more. This shows you the pressures of your front tires as well as all 4 of the rear tires. I'm going to take it off. It's stuck here, but you can take it off, and it's got a set button in the back. This is to mute the alarm. So if you notice that these are getting really high, but not terribly high, you can mute it for a little while. When it gets warm out, they will start to spike a little bit because it's hot out. Okay, you can stop and let some air out if you need to. Right here, you've got a tray for this passenger here, which is really nice for laptops, and there's some plugs here down below. I'm going to show you where that is. So they've got plugs for them on the side here for computers. And then they have their own cigarette adapters, the 12-volt outlets. After you've leveled the coach, we're going to go to the main panel located in the kitchen. Make sure your engine is still on and you have your slide extend and retract button. Press and hold to extend the coach all the way out. If you let go, it will stop. You've got your water pump button. When the light is on, that means the pump is working. Please be sure to check the level of the fresh water before turning this pump on. We want to make sure we have a lot of water so that we don't run the pump dry. This water pumps the 50 gallons of fresh water in your holding tank so that you can use the bathroom in travel, or if you're boondocking, this is what you're going to use for showers. Turn it off when you're not using it or when you plug up to your campground. You've got your hot water heater using your electricity or propane. It takes about 20 minutes to get a hot shower started. It's a 6-gallon tank, so this can take about 20 minutes to get warm. Give it time between each shower as well to warm that water back up in the tank. We suggest when you get plugged in, turn this on and leave it on the whole time that you're plugged in at an RV park. Next, you've got all the level gauges. So we talked about outside viewing how much is in your holding tanks. This is where you're going to do that. So you've got your propane level, press and hold, and right there you're showing full. Next, you've got your battery level. That's right on the bottom here. This is the second set. So right now we're at 3. That's because we're not plugged in, but you'll get to 4 when you are plugged in. That means it's charging. Fresh water level, your black, which is your toilet. Now this is going to read that it has a little in it because, again, we do have those chemicals in the tank. Gray, again, there are chemicals in this one. This is for your sink and shower, which will definitely fill up the fastest. You've got your generator. This is your time clock. We're going to read this when you pick up the RV and again when you bring it back to us to let us know how many hours you've ran. Before starting this, be sure that you do have gas in the tank. Press and hold the stop button down for 30 seconds. This is going to prime the generator. Press and hold the start button, until you hear it turn over. You can hold this for about 30 seconds. Be sure that all of the air conditionings and televisions are in the off position before you start and stop this. We want to make sure the compressors are all shut down. Next, we're going to take a look at the entryway. So as you can see, when I open the steps here, or when I open the door, the steps will automatically come out. It's important not to step on them when they're in motion. The way to stop that is by pressing this step button right here. So this will lock out the steps whenever you get permanently set up at a campsite. You've got your step light down below here, nice night light. And then you've got your lights for the inside, and then these are inside, and this is to your awning outside. Your awning button in and out. This will not function when you have the engine on. This will not work. So if you're in a hurry to leave the campsite, you turn the engine on, you slide in, you bring your jacks up, and then you try to press this button and nothing is happening. That's because the engine is on. So you want to take the key out of the ignition to operate the awning. It's a safety feature. You've got your battery disconnect. You want to make sure this is in the on position all the time. These are for the back set of batteries in the RV. Just as you enter the motorhome, we've got some features here, which is really cute. We've got a cubby to put your shoes, and it has a light on the inside here, so that way you don't get the RV dirty. You can close this up. And then you've got your fire extinguisher as the safety features in the RV, as well as a smoke detector and a carbon monoxide detector in the RV. All of our RVs come fully stocked with pots, pans, plates, cups, and bowls. For a list of everything that's included, please visit the website. Utensils here. Inside here we have coffee makers and all the cleaning supplies. Really large sink, and right now I am using the water pump. So I am not connected to water, but if I need water, I can turn on my pump and have water to the sink as well as the bathroom. Lauren's going to show you inside the microwave here. Again, there's the time clock. I am running the generator so I can see that I have power to the microwave. And you can use the microwave while you're in travel as long as that generator's on. Lifting the glass here, I'm going to show you how to use the 3-burner stove. Press and hold in on the light for about 30 seconds and then use the sparker. So I'm going to do it again one more time here, like that. If you're on a really long trip, it's important to note that if you're using a lot of propane and you do need to refill the propane, come back inside after you've filled the propane and spark these and let all the air out of your line. So again, after you fill propane on a long trip, please do that. And then to light your oven, press and hold the pilot for 30 seconds and then again using the sparker. And we're going to just show you inside here the oven. On the other side, we've got the refrigerator. Really big. It's important to make sure that these RVs remain level. These are propane refrigerators, so while you're driving, this will run on propane unless you're using the generator. So if you're parked at your house overnight, please be sure that you are level. It will stop the refrigerator and it will drain it and it won't be cool. These take 8 hours to cool, so they will come to you cold. It's important to make sure that you keep them level. You can see here that you have the adjustment of snowflakes telling you how cold you want the refrigerator. And right now I'm on auto, and you can see a little plug there. That means that I'm using electric. So right now I'm running on the generator. You'll also see this when you're running the RV on the 50 amp plug. If I were to stop the generator right now, it would auto and switch into propane mode. And it'll do this automatically for you. Up top here, you have some more pantry space. This RV has 2 air conditionings. One panel is located in the hall, and the second panel is located in the master bedroom. The first panel here is for your living room air conditioning, and you adjust the temperature here, and this is also for the furnace. So only the living room has the controls for the furnace, and the heat comes from the floor vents right here, and then the AC has ductwork in the ceiling here. It's important to remember if you're on a very long trip that these do have filters in them. So you'll take these filters off, wash them off, and then pat them dry and stuff them back in. Because this is right by the door, you get a lot of dust. So please make sure that you keep them clean to keep the AC cool. Next, we're going to go into the bathroom. I have the water pump on right now, so I'm able to use the restroom. You have a foot pedal here, and by pressing lightly and holding down, we'll slightly fill the bowl. All RVs travel with no water in the bowl because it doesn't want to slosh around all the water. So we suggest that you fill it up first, use the restroom, press and hold down on the pedal for about 10 to 15 seconds, making sure there's a lot of water in the tank. You'll notice that if there's a smell to the RV when you're flushing the toilets, you're not using enough water. We want to make sure we have a lot of water in there to dilute and break down the toilet paper. When you're done dumping the black tank, come back inside here. You'll put the dish soap inside here and then put your foot on the pedal and fill it up. I would hold it for about 3 to 4 minutes, letting a few gallons of water go in there. We do use RV safe toilet paper. And that's going to be in this cabinet here. You can pick this up at your campgrounds. Walmart sells it. It's going to be in the camping section, not your toilet paper section. In this bathroom, you also see this is where your GFCI is. And this is to reset any of your wet outlets right here. So if outside isn't working or in the kitchen, this is where you're going to reset that. Just below it here, we have a small trash can. No wet wipes or anything else besides RV safe toilet paper can go down the tank. Here's our shower. You have a safety latch here. Make sure this is latched before you start traveling. I'm going to open it up and I'm going to step inside. I'm 5'4" for reference, so I have a ton of room in here. This is really nice. It's a really big glass shower. On the shower head, you have a start and stop button for the flow of water. So when you're camping or boondocking somewhere that you have limited water, get the temperature set just right and then stop the flow of water while you're lathering up. And then you can press this switch to turn it back on, rinse yourself off, and this helps conserve water in the motorhome. We've got storage down below here. We do provide all towels to the RV as well. It has a pocket door for privacy. Okay. And then really nice, we have another pocket door here. And this is going to block off the master bedroom. The 2 bunk beds are 6 feet long bunks. They have their own lights. They have their own televisions here, and then power outlets on the inside. These are really cute. They have really nice privacy curtains. I'm going to open one of these. And they have cute curtains to block off each person. So this RV does comfortably sleep a lot of people. There's a ladder for this, and this is going to be located in the master bedroom. Down below here, we have the breaker box. And this is for all of your major appliances. Everything is labeled, your microwave, hot water heater, GFCI, and some of your other things. So if you have any questions or something stops working, please check here first. So check the GFCI in the bathroom, and then check to see if these are tripped or even half tripped. Okay, so we'll want to reset here. If all of these look good, please go outside to the post where the camper is plugged into the 50 amps. Sometimes you'll find that it is tripped there at the post. So we want to make sure that we reset that as well to see if we have power coming into the RV. Right next to it here are some fuses for some smaller things such as your water pumps. The front cab on this RV has 2 swivel chairs with the latch located on the side. It's nice to give you some additional space for eating here as well as for viewing the television, giving you lots of room to entertain. You've got 1 bed here on the sofa, and then the other bed is the dinette. There are 2 seat belts on the sofa and 2 seat belts at the dinette. You've got a child safety latch right here for a car seat. To make this into a bed, lift and lower. This is a jackknife sofa. This person will have outlets and USBs here as well as storage up top. Across from us here, we've got a safety latch. Unlatch this and push this table down. When the table gets lowered, it'll rest on a ledge. When that happens, you'll take the 2 cushions off of the back and it'll rest on top here and push in. And this will be another sleeping space. Be sure to lock the table back up when you're finished. Next, we're going to go to the over cab bed. You'll need the keys for this. Put the keys in and turn it on and press lower. The ladder to this is located in the bedroom. This person will have tons of storage, all of their belongings, as well as there's some outlets up here as well. You've got curtains for privacy. We've got curtains here around the front cab as well as on the sides. Just give them a pull down. Place them back up. We're going to go over the televisions. The TV will work with the engine on and the generator on while you're in travel. You can connect a PlayStation to this or a DVD player that we have in the cabinet. To get local channels at your campground, in each new city, you're going to want to go to the menu and scroll all the way over to where it says channels. Selecting air will use our digital antenna on the roof. If you scan over to cable, you can bring a coax cable where you'll plug it outside to get channels from your campground. Right now, we are going to use the air and scroll down to auto scan. Press start scan, and this could take a few minutes to select and find channels that are in your area. If you're pretty remote, you may only pick up 5 to 10. If you're in a major city, this is where you're going to get, close to 80 to 90 channels. I'm going to show you where the cable is in this cabinet. This is where your DVD is located, the DVD player. If you want to plug into the HDMI, so you've got an HDMI here. This is your antenna. So if you are using our digital antenna, the light will be green. And if you want to use cable at the RV park, you're going to turn this off. And that way the cable will come into the RV. For us, since we're scanning, we're going to want to make sure we have this light in the on position. While this is scanning, we're going to go over how to use the Wi-Fi in the RV. So this is a code reader that's plugged into the OBD2, and it's got, when the engine is on and the coach is running, it will pick up Wi-Fi signal using T-Mobile. When you get to the RV spot, you're going to turn the engine off and the Wi-Fi will go away. You'll connect to the Wi-Fi at the RV site. Ready?
I'm ready.
Next, we're going to go over some of our favorite features about this RV. So I'm going to let Lauren tell you what she loves about the RV first.
So my favorite thing about this RV is that back master bedroom. It's a king size mattress. It's great for transportation. I mean, flat while in motion. And speaking of while in transportation, you have your lights, which run on your batteries. So you have a lot of light features. And you can also turn on your generator, so that way you can have these double ACs in here. Yeah, that's really nice. So while you're traveling, if you want to use the back bed, again, the lights run on the battery, and then your power outlets and your air conditioning, just turn on that generator and you'll have all of those features. My favorite has to be the televisions. So there are a lot of, yeah, there's all of them. Outside, perfect for tailgating, and then one in the bedroom, living room, as well as the bunks. So to give everybody a lot of space to hang out. And this is perfect for large families, a lot of sleeping spaces. So we can't wait to see you at pickup, and we hope you enjoy your tour.